Hello everybody, this is Major Gamer, and I have never played a Pokemon game.
I wonder if a fall from this height would be enough to kill me.
Now, before you put me on trial for my crimes against humanity, let me explain. Let's start off with a question. What is Pokemon? Are you serious? Like, I mean, you can literally just Google it. Honestly, I'm not even gonna explain this to you. I never really found Pokemon to be that interesting. Like, I played some Pokemon Go. I watched the Detective Pikachu movie with Ryan Reynolds voicing the iconic yellow mouse. But I did play Pokemon Ranger on the DS. Although I'm pretty sure that doesn't really count. Whew. Up until a month ago, I had never played a mainline Pokemon game before. That is until they announced Pokemon Scarlet. Why? Dude, this Pokemon was literally born a motor vehicle. I also started watching a lot of Pokemon related videos on YouTube, specifically Zango. Shout out to this guy. This video is kind of semi-inspired by his videos. And also, one of his editors is Paul, who also has a YouTube channel as well right here. And probably the main reason as to why this video is actually, coming out to begin with. So thanks for that. So yeah, I bought the game, I played for a couple hours, and I recorded my first ever experience into the wacky and weird world that is Pokemon. And boy, was this game a game. And I'm kind of mixed as to how I feel about the game. And I'll get to that at the end of the video. Also, I know I said I've never played a Pokemon game before, but I just like to really reiterate to you all how I literally know nothing except for the basics. Like, I know fire beats grass, water beats fire, grass beats water, and then fairy? I still got no clue. So please do keep this in mind and cut me some slack throughout the duration of the video because, oh boy, is this video a long one. Buckle up. Pokemon! Pokemon! Pokemon!
Alright.
So obviously I started off by making my character, customizing it, and naming it Mark. Unfortunately, I accidentally restarted all my progress before the game even started.
Wait, will it reset everything? Oh man, I probably made a mistake then. Oh my god. It's gonna reset everything.
But I'm sure that's not a sign of what's to come. I low-key forgot that this game's setting was based off of Spain, so it legitimately threw me off for the first time I saw a Spanish word pop up on screen. It's a naranja. Naranja. Oh my god.
Yeah, I love screenshots, yeah!
Finally, after getting through some text explaining the game to me,
He's going down!
I get to see my character for the first time in the game. Another day, another dollar, as my mother once said. I miss her. Well, time to get up. Hi, cameraman. Can you back up? Thanks. Your breath stink. You hear that? Hope you're a fan of awful voice acting because there's a lot more where that came from. You're stuck with me. Oh boy. Look at my Pokemon merch. Available at a GameStop near you. Also, just a little nitpick, but why did this game choose to not have any voice acting for any characters? Like, I understand not giving the main character you created a voice. Like, that kind of is like, you can get away with that. But, come on, why not give any other voices to any other characters? It boggles my mind. But whatever, well, let's just move on. Alright, Mom, I better see that PB&J in my lunchbox before I go to school. Or it's your head! So, after telling off my mom for the lack of sandwiches in this casa, an old man who I've never seen before in my entire life breaks into my home. My professor? What's he doing here? Good question! We're outside now! It's finally time to choose my Pokemon. Or so I thought! I had to walk around with them first, and then based on how goofy they act, I'd pick out my favorite. At least I assume most people just choose like that, all willy-nilly. Anyway, I picked Fuecoco based on a poll that I had a couple weeks prior to recording. At the same spot I picked my starter, I met my forever rival, Numona, who immediately challenges me to a battle to the death. To battle. We have to battle. I am obsessed with battling. Before the battle, however, I decided to rename my Fuecoco to Fuecocoa because I noticed it was a female. And just a heads up, I rename almost every Pokemon I catch, so yeah, get ready for an explanation as to why I name a Pokemon a certain way.
You're gonna set her ablaze. Burn! Ow. Now burn!
So after absolutely roasting Nemona and winning my first Pokemon battle, and after finally getting my not PB&J sandwich,
Are you packing me lunch? A sandwich! Mom! My first sandwich. I can't believe it. Hey, this ain't PB&J, man.
thank you, mother, Nemona takes me to the academy. But not before we catch some Pokemon. Nemona gives me some of her balls and I'm off. The first Pokemon I caught was a Lechonk and I named it Jamon, which is just ham in Spanish. Very creative.
Haha, that was awesome. You got the very first Pokemon you went for. I know. I'm just that good.
Nemona gives me some more balls and I dip. Before I start firing off more Pokemon I caught, however, I'd just like to talk about how addicting collecting items off the ground is. That's literally how I spent the majority of my time, just slowly jogging around from ball to ball, collecting items. So I will cut most of that part out of the video unless it holds some sort of importance in the story. The next Pokemon I catch is Scatterbug, which I renamed to Greg because of his Greg-like hair strands coming out of the top of its head.
Dude, I can't see. What the hell?
That was weird. Anyways, next I caught Hoppip, who I renamed to Flying Jiggly. I feel like that one's pretty obvious.
What the hell is flying one of these?
Oh!
Dude, scared the crap out of me. You know, it's possible. It's possible. Come on. Don't tease me like this. It's right there. How? No. Oh, oh, oh.
My fifth Pokemon was a level 4 Tarantula that I renamed Silk based off the Korean-American Spider-Woman comic book character. I don't really know her character that well from the comics, I just thought that the name fit. Because spider.
I feel like we want to catch one of each Pokemon even if we don't use them. Ooh, you already know what it is, boy. We're coming at what is going on? Yo, it's a little rat.
Wrong. Palmy is actually a mouse. Luckily, I did stop thinking it was a rat, but instead concluded that it was a small bear. I don't know, man. It just looked like a small orange bear to me, and I named it Weenie.
Like Weenie that boo.
Now that I've got my first 6 Pokemon, I finally start progressing through the story and find a beat-up Pokemon on the beach.
Damn. Nice keyframing. What the hell? That. Okay. Can they Rotom? Can that be explained? Give me my sandwich. Mom didn't give me the PB&J I wanted, so look at me, a very concerned little boy with the sub. Eat the sub. Partake of it. Nice. Now we both learned something from this, or did we? Oh, you want to go to the cave? I see. That's the dangerous cave, the one from the prophecy. I guess. Shut the hell up, kid. You don't even know what you're talking about. Check me out. I'm glowing. Now I'm glowing. Thank you, Subway. I feel fresh. He's right. You eat fresh. I am fresh. Thanks, kid. Thanks to you, I'm no longer a Jimmy Johnner. But my sub! I want it back. Just kidding. I want a PB&J. Oh. Okay, you just appeared.
I decided to follow this sub-loving Pokemon into the cave, and even though it looked pretty beat up 5 minutes ago, it was able to destroy a pretty big boulder, which for some reason caught me off guard.
Damn!
I catch a level 2 Yungoos whilst in the cave, and I decided to name it Angie because just look at the little guy, he's just so angry. I sent it to my box, which is going to become a common occurrence throughout this playthrough. I also catch a level 3 Diglett and named it Seuss because
get the hell out of my way! I'm a big tough guy. I eat Subway now. Come with me, kid. Hold on. I gotta get a meatball marinara.
bad news is no meatball marinara. More bad news, some Houndooms have cornered us in the cave.
Damn! Stay back. He gave me Subway. You can't have any. Oh yeah. Me and the boys are pretty hungry. Damn it. It's biscuits and Jimmy Johners. We're not satisfied with our cold sops. Come here, boys. It's time to eat. Damn it. Mom should have made that PB&J after all. No! We're eating fresh. If it's the last thing we'll do. Hey! Up here, quick! Like Jared once said, these pants are too big. What are you clapping for, girl? I'm freaking out of here, man. Where's the nearest subway, kid?
After ignoring the dying Pokemon that saved my life, I decided to catch a level 2 fletchling and named it Fletcher, based off of this guy. The name sounds similar, so I thought, why not? Later, we meet up with this guy named Arvin, who tells us that this Pokemon is named Koraidon. And nothing else, because he decides that he doesn't like the way we look at his mop head and battles us. I won, of course, and Arvin gives us Koraidon's Pokeball.
What? So he had a Pokeball? Did he escape from somewhere? What's going on? I'm confused. So why do you have it? That's a good question. Everybody will want to know. Why? Anyway, that thing's your problem now, not mine. Good luck. I'm off.
Now in South Province Area 1, I decide to do what I do best. Catching all them Pokemon. The first South Province Area 1 Pokemon I catch is Azurill, which I renamed to Blue Mary, because they look like a pretty Mary Pokemon, and because they're blue. Except I didn't use the word B-L-U-E, instead I used B-L-O-O, like the character Blue from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. This name was creative and boring at the same time. It's kind of creative.
Oh, we gotta catch us a Psyduck, though. We gotta catch us a Psyduck. Oh, look at it, it's on a little floaty.
I catch a Psyduck and renamed it to the name that I would have given Quaxly if he won the voting poll. Donaldo. A mix between Donald Duck and Ronaldo.
Alright. We're gonna battle the kid.
Alright, I've been really working on my Pokemon skills. I'm gonna defeat you. My name's Youngster L.
What is that? What is that?
He's a puppy. He's a puppy.
No, we gotta catch that. Alright, Donaldo, go! No.
No! I made sure to properly catch my Fido this time, and my Flying Jiggly replaced Splash with Fairy Wind. I renamed my Fido to Doey. I honestly think Fido is probably a better name than Doey, but I just wanted a reason to rename her just because. I almost killed this Route that I wanted to catch, but thankfully it had a sliver of health left, so I was able to catch it and renamed her Yoshi because of the red spikes on the top of its green bowl cut head. I went for a Buizel next and renamed him Cecil because he's a sea weasel and I just combined the two words for the name. Next Pokemon I caught was this cute little Wooper and I renamed her Derpa because they gave off such a dumb but lovable vibe. I don't know. I don't understand it either. Just look at its face, man. Just look at her face! I caught an Igglybuff and renamed her Nezuko based off of the Demon Slayer character because of her blood red eyes that just made her look really demonic. But like an adorable demon, you know?
You beat me, I can tell you a cool secret.
Better tell me the KFC's herbs and spices that they use, alright? I just need to know.
After like 20 minutes of just running around in some grass, I finally decided it's time to go to the Pokemon Center. I learned about League Points for the first time and they can use them to create TMs, which I think are like special moves, like ones that you find on those discs that you can find in those Pokeballs on the ground. I remember starting with Swift in my inventory and at some point I had a ton of them. Anyways, I healed my Pokemon, made a new team, and bought some things from the store, and off I went. I found out you could buy ice cream that comes in different flavors and they give you different stats. That's cool and all, but why?
No thank you for now. I don't know what the hell that even means, any of that.
I went back and forth from fighting Pokemon trainers to healing my weak Pokemon, going back to beating up kids. I mean, trainers.
You just lost. You just lost to Seuss.
I found out how to change my clothes and now I'm looking pretty spiffy. I tried catching these water bug Pokemon things, but it turns out I was seeing ghosts. Oh, I caught a Magikarp and renamed her to Kamek because Magikarp sounds a lot like Magikoopa, which is what basically Kamek is. I catch a Bonsley and renamed it Sappy because it was like a little sapling Pokemon. And right after that, Greg evolved into Spupa.
Greg is evolving! Greg! Greg's evolving! Yo! Dude, Greg is evolving, this is insane! Greg got the drip! He got the blanket!
After admiring Greg's blankie, I catch a Squovit and renamed her to Eleanor, based off of the chipmunk, you know, from Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Is that? Oh, it's a Pichu! It's a Pichu! It's a Pichu! Yo!
Finally, a Pokemon I know! I obviously catched a Pichu and decided that I wouldn't rename the Pokemon because I like the name Pichu anyways. Now it has the honor of being the first Pokemon I haven't renamed. I placed Pichu into my team because I knew that once it evolved, it would turn into Pikachu, which would be another Pokemon that I won't give a new name to because Pikachu is perfect already. The next Pokemon I caught was a Shroodle, and I knew just by looking at him that I was gonna name him Egad from the Luigi's Mansion series. It's a pretty perfect name. I mean, look at the hair that sticks out of both of their heads. They're nearly identical. Wait. Egad, is that you? Did one of your inventions go terribly wrong? For my last Pokemon of the day, I caught Bounsweet and renamed her to Radley because they look like a radish. That's it. That's the reason. Next day! Peach. Trainer's log. Day 2. More of the same, really. Literally most of this day was spent just in South Province Area 1, either battling Pokemon trainers.
Oh, he's the janitor. What is he doing out here, man? School's back there. Yes, sir. Looks like we cleaned up the janitor.
Or exploring the general area.
Oh! Oh, it worked! Let's go!
My first catch of the day was a Surskit, and I renamed her Ascara. The A for agua, which is water in Spanish, and Scara because they look like they have scars under their eyes, so Scara and Scar sounded sort of similar in my head. Can you tell that I was already having a tough time coming up with names for these Pokemon?
Dude, it's so hard to come up with names, I swear. That's why it takes so long. We finally caught that one, because I was trying to catch one in another pond, but it was like a fake version. It's not real.
It's not real, these
Game.
It's not real! Not real! Not real! Not real! Not real! Fake! 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 It's childish! Childish! It's fake! 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 It's childish! Childish! Childish!
Dude, look at that. It's a sword. It's something up there. What the hell? How do we get up there? Cool. Thanks for showing me that game. Now I know I can't get up there, so I'm pissed a little bit. I ain't gonna let you talk. Youngster Luca, go back to Italy, bruh. Silenzio Bruno, hey, you give me your money.
I spend the next 10 minutes battling different trainers and then meet up with this fine gentleman who gives me a reward for sending their Pokemons to Poke Heaven.
Well, good news. If you can defeat 4 trainers here in Area 1 of the South Province, there's a lovely prize with your name on it. So far, you defeated 9 trainers here in Area 1 of the South Province. On behalf of the Pokemon League, here's your lovely prize.
Dude, I was like 9 steps. I was like 1, 2, 3. I was like 5 steps ahead of you.
In hindsight, I kind of regret doing this, but at a certain point during my exploration, I saw some Pokemon I hadn't seen before on the other side of this mountain, and surprisingly, my Pokeball actually reached the Pokemon.
Let's go! Whoa!
Thing is, that Pokemon was a level 23 Fletchinder.
Ember! Oh no, we're gonna run. No, no, we are not ready for this. We are not ready for this. Alright, cool.
No! Turns out I somehow cheesed my way onto South Province Area 4, and based off of my last encounter with a Pokemon from this area, I knew that I had to leave now.
I've made a giant mistake. I've made a giant mistake. I feel like we just kind of... Did we just cheat our way... Low-key cheat our way into like getting higher level Pokemon like that?
I realized I had never caught a Sunkern before, so I decided to catch one and rename her Sol, which means sun in Spanish. That one is probably the laziest one thus far. It's just been downhill since Radley. These names are getting worse and worse. Also, you won't believe what I'm about to tell you, but no joke, I spent at least 60% of the 7 hours of playing this game trying to capture high-level Pokemon using the same cheese method from before. Like, I don't know why I kept trying to do this. I literally don't know. Maybe I'm a secret masochist. Maybe I don't even realize it. I spent hours trying to get just a few Pokemon, and the one I wanted the most won't even obey me once I captured it. A complete waste of time. And I'll tell you which one they are, but let's just list the ones I was able to catch first, alright? It took me around 2.5 minutes to finally capture a level 21 Toxel, and that's with half of its health left over.
That's gotta be good enough, come on. It's halfway.
Let's go! We got a level 21! We got a level 21 Pokemon! Oh my god.
Ah, yes. Misplaced confidence. Anywho, I renamed Toxel to Nate, because its head looks like that of a comic book character Nate from Big Nate. I kind of like that one, actually. It fits pretty well. Oh, my bad, guys. Actually, I won't be able to list all the ones that I caught right away, because I surprisingly decided to continue forward with the story. So, let's just put this list on hold for now, because, yeah, Nemona wants to fight us real badly, and we break her bones! No, I'm just kidding out. We just beat her Pokemon. She introduces me to terrestrializing. I probably didn't pronounce that right, but I'm pretty sure I did. And I still beat her, which is pretty crazy because she lost to Pichu. Anyways, we finally arrive at Mesagosa. I almost forgot that this whole time we've been trying to get to school. After exploring the place, I run into these weird Team Star kids who just confuse me.
Why are you doing a jig? What was that? I'll make sure this fresh-faced nobody ends up seeing stars.
Why'd you guys back up? We're over here.
I beat the first member of Team Star pretty easily, and then Nemona comes up to me and gives me a Terra Orb to use on the other member.
Balance will be restored with this.
Fuecoco completely destroys the kid, and the stranger I try to save leaves. At least they had the common decency to thank me.
Wow, can you believe that, edgelord? Anyway,
We enter the academy, and Nemona tells Director Clavel about the incident with the Team Star kids from earlier.
We saw some of those Team Star kids in town, Director.
That is quite the news. Are they still to be found out there?
actually, Mark flexed on him and ran him off. He tapped on him too well.
You don't say. Really hit them with the gritty? Oh, and they probably pissed themselves. Do remember that the school staff is here to resolve any such troubles.
No staffs were there. Like, honestly, what did the staff do? They fight me. They don't do anything else.
We finish talking with the director, and I get introduced to my homeroom class.
Good morning.
Hello everyone! We have some exciting news this morning. We have a new little friend joining our happy homeroom as of today.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Mark.
Could I trouble you for a few words introducing yourself?
Sure. I'm Mark.
Did you hear that? He seems super friendly and
I
fun!
said 3 words, sir.
I hadn't had a bite to eat in a while, so I decided to head to the cafeteria. Turns out Arvin was there and tells me about his dreams to collect some quote-unquote special herbs for quote-unquote research. So now I can go down the path of legends route. I don't think I end up doing that for this video, but maybe in a future one if this video does well. Hit that like button. I try to leave, but my phone gets hit by a cyber attack. And the hacker's name is Cassiopeia. I don't know why they revealed their name to me, but all I had on my mind was how this could have been prevented if I had NordVPN! Nah, I'm just playing. Although that would have been a pretty slick transition to an ad, not gonna lie. They tell me about Operation Starfall and how they want to take down the Team Star kids, but before we can get into more detail, the director interrupts us. Rude. And I'm pretty sure he overheard everything. I go to the staff room to talk to Nemona, and she gives me the locations to all the gyms, and the Victory Road route is unlocked. The director calls me into his office to talk to Professor Sada through the TV screen, and she needs my assistance. Why is everyone in this school so dang needy?
Hey, yo, wait a subway, are we finally here?
Koraidon!
Good to see that you are well. It has been quite a while since we last
Hey, what's the good, old man? Anyway, where's that subway? I was promised it a while ago. I had a good taste
Koraidon
of-
was once in my care, you
Hey,
see.
lady, please don't interrupt me.
After finishing my conversation with Professor Sada, Nemona shows me to my dorm. Also, here's all the things I have in my inventory so far. A few days pass in game, and now the real adventure can begin. Psych! Arvin, Nemona, and the hacker stop me, and the hacker person reveals the Team Star bases on my map. Now having the option to go down the Starfall Street route.
Once we get those herbs, I'll make you the absolute best sandwich you've had in your life.
Okay. Sure, buddy. Thanks for making me a sub.
A sandwich!
Hey, yo, buddy, I heard there's gonna be a sandwich. Is there a sub? Is it a sub? Give me the sub.
Oh my gosh, did you just come out because he said Sam? Yeah.
Well, you're not getting one.
Give me the sub, kid. I ain't playing.
It seems like it wants to start moving. Is it telling you to get on, Mark? No, I want the sandwich. I threatened that kid's life.
I can finally start riding my Koraidon, and you want to know the first thing I do? I go back to that area with the high-level Pokemon! I could progress the story by challenging gyms or the Starfall route or whatever, but no! I just had to get those high-level Pokemon that could kill most of my Pokemon in like 3 hits or less. Also, if someone knows how to use this move that Nate has that requires him to hold like a fruit or something, like I tried giving him a fruit to hold and in battle that move wasn't working well. Like I'm still confused as to how that move works. I could Google it, but I've still got like about 3 hours of raw footage to edit, so someone in the comments, help me out, por favor, come on man, let me just help me out. Help me. It takes me about 20 minutes or so to try and capture this Cypher, and I do end up capturing it, making it my strongest Pokemon on my team.
Let's go! Yes! Yes! Oh.
I renamed him Leslie based off the character from the 2006 mockumentary Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon, a killer that uses scythes as his weapon of choice. Also, to my surprise, Greg evolved again, this time into Vivillon? I think I'm pronouncing that right. And Pichu evolved into Pikachu. And as I said before, I'm keeping the name. It's perfect already. After catching that Cypher, I take a break from getting my ass beat by Pokemon and end up backtracking to areas I couldn't reach before, and end up back on the beach where I first met Koraidon and catched a Wingull. I renamed the Wingull to Skipper Riley based off of the plane from Planes. Yeah. I don't know what I was on when I renamed this one. Maybe because they both fly. Alright, whatever. I go into the cave that had all those Houndooms and doors, and while trying to get a Pokeball, this happens.
Dragon Dance. I couldn't get out the way. I can't see this Pokemon battle right now. But I can definitely see that he's dead. Oh. Hello? Can't write Koraidon here. I can't do anything, I suppose.
I spent a good 15 minutes trying to get out of this situation, and I was pissed. I knew that I hadn't saved in a while, and the only way to get out was to quit the game and start again from the last save. I was actually livid, because I knew how much progress I was gonna lose because of a stupid glitch. I was very close to closing the app, but thankfully, through dumb luck, I hovered over this icon that could transport me straight to this area. I'd completely forgotten that this was a thing in the game, like a sort of fast travel, and I was overjoyed to find out that it worked, because I was not mentally prepared to restart all of my progress.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so glad I remembered that's a thing. In fact, we're gonna save right here.
I do go back into the cave after saving my progress and catch a level 5 Houndour and rename her Demodog based off the monsters from Stranger Things Season 2. At least I think it's Season 2. I haven't seen the series in a while, but yeah. It's the ones of the 4-legged ones, you know. I returned to the area with the high-level Pokemon and wanted to capture this level 33 Salazzle, and spent 30 minutes doing so. It was a very tiring cycle of dying, recovery, ride back, die again, recover again, ride back, etc. I'm actually surprised I was able to capture it.
Yes! We did it! We did it! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh.
I end up renaming her Sassy because, you know, she's a very sassy Pokemon. She literally killed most of my and my Fuecoco evolved into Krakalor.
Yo! You got a little hat!
This marks the last high-level Pokemon I catch from this area because 1, I grew tired of having to repeat that cycle every time, and 2, I felt that if I ever wanted my other Pokemon to get stronger, I would have to use them more in battles, because if I just used a high-level Pokemon, they would just end up being like a crutch for me in battles, and at least that was my logic. Also, yes, this is the Pokemon that ends up not obeying me most of the time. The one I spent the most time and effort trying to catch is the one that will not even listen! I end up learning that it's because I'm not high enough level or something like that. I need to like win more gym battles. I'm probably wrong there, but it's something like that. So until then, this Pokemon is dead to me. Next day!
Dude, literally was recording for about 2 hours. My freaking Elgato crashed. Here's how we got so far. My boxes, the things I've captured. Captured another Pikachu. Captured Dwayne Shroom, Smoliv. Goober, Lip Balm, Fletcher Senior. I don't know how far back it probably like stopped recording after some time. I gave Nate a berry to hold. We got Tony. Oh yeah, Fletcher evolved. Our bag, we got. This is what we got. That's what we got. We got this. We got this. You can pause whenever. I'm not gonna really try to explain. I'm just showing y'all what I got. We got a lot of these things. So yeah, we got some new ones. And yeah, got some of this. Mouse dust. There's one. God, give me cool coin. Yeah, you know what? This one makes sense. I killed one I wanted to capture, but I killed him instead. Whoops. We got some food because we've been given to it by a lady, and we're gonna go to the gym. So that's what we're gonna do. All of that, what I just explained to you, what I've just done, that took 2 hours. And those 2 hours, you guys are never gonna see. And you're never gonna see those 2 hours.
On the third day, I decided to go for the Cortando gym, but if you couldn't tell, I was not having a good time by the third day, especially because my Elgato failed me, so losing those 2 hours really brought my mood down. But thankfully I saw a Jigglypuff in the distance and I knew I hadn't caught one before, so I caught her and renamed her nothing. I kept the name Jigglypuff because I really liked the name already. Similar situation to why I didn't rename Pikachu. I arrive at the gym and inside Nemona greets me, talks to me for a bit, then immediately leaves to fight other trainers.
Guess I'll just go battle every trainer I run into. Damn.
I talked to a lobby staff who tells me that I gotta take a gym test in order to challenge the gym leader or whatever. Nemona actually explained how each gym has their own tests, and considering how weird this test was,
Let's go. Olive in the bed. I feel like that would be a difficult one to not pass, right?
it's safe to say that the other ones won't be too bad. After 3 days of playing this game, I finally get to fight my first gym battle against Katie, the Cortando gym leader. Katie specializes in bug-type Pokemon, so I think that's why I had Houndour be my starting Pokemon in battle. Katie sent out a Nimble, and my Houndour used Ember, and it nearly killed the Nimble. Nimble used Double Kick, which brought my Houndour to half health. I decided to use a potion to heal my Houndour, but this actually ended up being a mistake, because the Nimble used Double Kick again, leaving me at 12 HP, less than what I already had before. I didn't want to risk having my Houndour faint, so instead I swapped in Fuecoco to finish the job. For the second round, I sent out Houndour to go up against Katie's Tarantula. Houndour used Ember, and it took off a good chunk of health off of Tarantula, but Tarantula used Bug Bite, and it actually took off a lot of health. It also stole his berry and ate it. My Houndour didn't like that, and proceeded to annihilate the Tarantula.
Take that back!
For the last round, I decided to swap out Houndour for Vivillon to go up against Katie's Teddiursa. I used Terrestrialize on the boy Greg, and I guess Katie had a similar idea because she does the same. I probably should have done an attack in hindsight, but instead, Greg used String Shot, whilst Teddiursa used Fury Swipes, and it hits me 3 times. After that, Greg uses Psybeam, and it looks like a pretty powerful move, but it ended up being kind of meh, not even bringing the HP down to orange. Teddiursa uses Fury Cutter, and now Greg is at 19 HP. This was not looking too good. In a last-ditch effort, Greg uses Stun Spore to try and paralyze Teddiursa to try and prevent it from dealing any more damage to Greg, but sadly it doesn't work, and Greg faints.
No! Greg's dead.
Greg! I swap in Cypher, aka Leslie, to fight the Terrestrialized Teddiursa in order to avenge Greg, and Leslie one-shots it.
Oh my god!
After winning all 3 rounds, I finally got my first Pokemon Gym badge.
Delicioso!
Nice.
Muy bien.
Although this game had like a ton of weird bugs and glitches, sometimes the terrain didn't like load in, or the awkward fade to blacks and whites, like for example, every time I went into my box, that was annoying. The fade to black and white, that was getting kind of annoying on my nerves a little bit. I think the game overall was pretty enjoyable. I had fun just going around collecting Pokeballs, Pokemon, and getting to battle the Pokemon was pretty fun. Granted, I haven't played, the whole game yet, but from the small bits that I did play, I could definitely see myself playing this more and more, whether it be on my off time or for another video. Whether or not I make another video depends on how well this one performs, because If it doesn't perform well, then yeah, no, I'm not doing another one. But I will play the game off screen. And if it does perform well, then, and if it does take a long time for another upload, then blame Paul!